Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pamela, and I want to thank you on the behalf of the Quality Department for allowing us to be a part of your meeting this afternoon. Okay, I'm here to explain the ED wait times and how we calculate it, and also to demonstrate the central measure tendencies and how the quality department used the reporting data for ED wait time and how the public make public decisions in reference to public data, published data. Okay, on our first slide, which I have handouts in front of each of you that you could follow along. So the first slide shows the patient in one column and the ED wait time in another column. This is the data that we will be using to calculate our ED wait times. We also will show you three different physicians and how they calculated the ED wait time using three different central tendencies. Okay, and on our first calculation, and this is called the mean. And Dr. A used this calculation to calculate the emergency department wait times by adding all the observed value of the data, which was in column B1 to B31. He added all those minutes together, and the total was 3,780. And with this calculation, we will divide the 30 patients by the total minutes. Dr. A came up, his calculation was 126 minutes. Dr. B, he used what we call the middle calculation. This calculation determines the midpoint of the value of the data. We would divide the 50% above and 50% below, and what falls in the middle, those two numbers, we would use to make this calculation. So on the slide that I mentioned before with the patients and the minutes, if you take a look at that handout, I highlighted the two midpoints, the numbers in that slide, which was 130 above and 130 below. And we added those two numbers, and it equaled 260 minutes. And what we would do in terms of that, we would divide, because we used two numbers to use that calculation, we would divide by 2 into the total number of minutes, 260, and it equals 130 minutes. So that would be the calculation that Dr. B used. Our last and final calculation is called the mode. The mode is how many times the same number of patients had the same value. In other words, it's the simplest measure of them all, and there's no calculation required. The mode is for this data of 180 minutes. It's because it is the most frequent value of the data that was on the previous slide. So that's what Dr. C used as his answer to 180 minutes spent in the emergency department. Okay. As we move along to see the quality department, and they chose Dr. B calculation. And the reason that the quality department uh, chose Dr. B's calculation, because it provides a consistent measure for public reporting. And CMS defines the ED wait time metrics as the median. The reason for reporting: the median is chosen because it is not affected by outliers. The means is sensitive to outliers because the value falls outside the normal range and will misrepresent a set of numbers. So this is a disadvantage. Public reporting, okay? Stakeholders like clinicians, physician representatives, health information technology professionals, and patients all can be affected by longer wait time in the ED. There are resources that the public can use to provide feedback on ED wait times for their decision making. And below is a reputable website with local information that the public could use to determine different wait times in different locations. Well, I appreciate you allowing us to look at some of the calculations and how we use them and how the quality department calculates and decide what to report to the public and what data to report. So if you have any questions, reach out to the quality department. We will be more than happy to discuss any further questions with you. I know that I'm on a time restraint. So thank you again for having me and have a great day.